Welcome back. 8:37 is now your time. 66 years ago, history was made when Georgia Tech took on the University of Pittsburgh in the Sugar Bowl.
Pitt Panther Bobby Grier took the field in New Orleans, becoming the first black man to ever play in the bowl game. It was a barrier-breaking moment that put the game in the national spotlight.
And Good Day's Paul Milliken joins us now this morning. Paul, you recently met up with the now 89-year-old Grier during a remarkable visit to Atlanta. What was that like?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, he's such a great guy, and what a legend, too. Bobby Grier is an Air Force veteran, a cancer survivor. He's also a football legend. But back in 1956, Grier says he didn't know he was making history. He just wanted to go out and represent his beloved Panthers.
Back then, we didn't care much about this stuff. All we want to do is play football.
Considering Georgia Tech made such a big impact on 89-year-old Bobby Grier's life, it's kind of astounding that these are his first steps on campus.
Grier on a delay buck goes up the middle, and he's loose for 10 yards.
Grier was a University of Pittsburgh football player back in 1956, the year Pitt was set to take on Georgia Tech in the Sugar Bowl. For context, the game was played just a month after Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus. Tensions in the Deep South were high, and then Georgia Governor Marvin Griffin publicly opposed a bowl game with a black player on the field.
It was really unheard of that a governor would come out and say that this is the South's Armageddon and then forbid Georgia Tech to play. But the beautiful thing is that it's a story of people coming together, because the Georgia Tech players and the campus students weren't having it. They basically told the governor to stay out of it. And they marched to the governor's mansion and burned him in effigy. Then they walked to the State House, broke through the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, went into the State House and trashed it all over this game.
Georgia Tech President Blake Van Leer also demanded his team play the game, and it all worked.
Grier takes the handoff from Neff, breaks over left tackle, fights his way toward the sideline.
On January 2nd, 1956, Grier was there on the field in New Orleans, unintentionally becoming a sports pioneer.
Make me feel great. But I got to help get started with all players playing all the time. No matter what their color is, they can play.
Basically, people would come up to him and say, you know, oh, you're Bobby Grier, can I get your autograph? And so as a young child, I'm asking, how do people know you, Dad? How do they actually know you? He's like, son, remember I played at Pitt. The pictures, we go to the Pitt games, the Sugar Bowl.
The event also bonded the Grier and Van Leer families. Right now, they're working together to make a feature film based on the Sugar Bowl story.
I think if people can come together in the 1950s in that type of climate, you know, understanding that climate and unify and around sports and football, then you can do that anytime, right?
A message that matters more than 60 years later, and a football legend forging his legacy one step at a time. And the families say right now they're lining up partners to get that feature film made. They're working on a 2-year timeline to get it made and released, and they're hoping to make the movie right here in the Hollywood of the South, Georgia. Perfect place for it. And I'll tell you, I've done a lot of research on this story in writing that piece. It was distilled down to 2.5 minutes, but there are so many amazing pieces to it. It's worth reading about. It's going to make a heck of a movie, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I could just imagine the stories that he has to tell.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Amazing story, but Tech fans will probably want you to point out that they actually won the game.
They won the game, although it was a controversial
Yeah.
win. It was a bit of a controversial win because there was a call made against Bobby Grier. Some people say it may have been because they didn't want him on the field. Again, there's so many parts to this story, but yes, Tech was the winner in that game.
There's got to be a movie.
Yeah,
got to be a movie.
for sure.
All
Yeah.
right, Paul,
Thanks,
thank
Paul.
you. 8:42 is now the time. Coming up on Good Day Atlanta. Oh my goodness, yeah, we've all worked with coworkers